This is your wake-up call.
Wake the fuck up. The Breakfast Club, the show you love to hate. From the East to the West Coast.
DJ Envy.
Angela Yee.
Charlamagne the God.
The realest show on the planet.
This is why I respect this show, because this is a voice to society.
Changing the game.
You guys are the coveted morning show, but y'all earn that.
Impacting the culture.
They wake up in the morning and they want to hear that Breakfast Club.
The world's most dangerous morning show.
Good morning, USA.
Yo 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 yo.
I was really waiting for Envy to do that, and then I was like, wait a minute, he's not here.
He's not here.
Good morning, Charlamagne.
Peace, Angela Yee. Peace to the planet. It's Tuesday. Good morning. How you feel? How you feel? Give me some good news.
Good news?
Yes, good news. Tell me something good.
Tell me something.
Because I know
good.
in front page news you're going to tell us 3 horror stories.
Actually, not today.
Okay.
There's a lot of sports stories this morning in the news.
Okay.
Only bad news is that monkeypox alert is a level 2, according to the CDC.
What is that? I don't even know. They haven't even told us what monkeypox is yet. What is it?
Well, the symptoms are relatively flu-like, but then there's swelling of your lymph nodes. You get a rash.
I saw that.
On
Looked
your
like
body and
herpes.
face, and then painful lesions and severe scarring after that. So they want you to wear a mask now when traveling.
What? So I got to wear a mask for monkeypox too?
I mean, they recommend it. You said you were going to wear a mask anyway from now on.
Yeah, but I lied. I had to put a mask on yesterday when I went into the doctor's office because I went for a physical, and I hadn't put a mask on in so long. I was choking.
You know what? When I
was choking.
Certain places, they still, like, if you go to get your nails done, they always still make you wear a mask in the nail salon. Certain places, you still have to. It's a private thing, I guess. Any private business owner, they can tell you what their rules and regulations are.
Plus, it's too hot for a mask. When it's summertime, 80 degrees, 90 degrees?
I think outdoors, not necessarily, but inside, that's when people can say, okay, you got to wear a mask.
And a lot of people sweat around the mouth. A lot of people, men and women, sweat around the way their mustache should be. You never noticed that?
Yeah, I've seen that happen before. And my T-zone gets very oily, so that's not easy.
What is the T-zone?
You don't know what the T-zone
You
is,
schooling
guys?
us today, ye. Monkeypox, T-zones? What's a T-zone?
The T-zone is a part of your face. It's like the letter T, where it gets really oily. So they call that the T-zone.
Where they bless
So that's
it.
like your forehead across. That's like the top of the T.
Yeah, where
and
they
then
bless
down
it.
the middle.
When it's Ash Wednesday, they put the cross there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people rub that for their third eye.
But all the way down, like down past your nose, all the way down to your chin, that's considered your T-zone.
Oh, yeah, I get oily there, too.
Mm-hmm.
I get it oily around this part. What's this?
There
What's
you
this?
go. That's your cheeks and your nose.
Oh, I thought it was my T-zone.
You're like a baby. What's this? Cheeks, nose.
But the good news is I had a great physical yesterday. Drop on the clues bombs for my physical. They just waiting on my blood work to come back. All right, all's clear.
Uh-oh.
Hey, man. No, I'm good.
Until that blood work comes back.
No, I used to be scared of that back in the day when I was out here hoeing in your streets. Nowadays, I don't worry about stuff like that. I am clean.
But it is important to get that done. You get to know your levels of your cholesterol,
That's right.
everything.
That's right. My heart rate is nice and slow because I work out a lot, so life is good.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Now, let's start the show. What we got in front page news, G?
Well, some changes to the iPhone and some tweaks. So we'll tell you some things that you can expect.
Oh, and we got a couple of guests today, too. You know, I love both of these guests because they definitely bring value to my life. Beatrice Dixon.
Yes, indeed. She is the founder of the Honey Pot.
Yes, that's all my wife and daughter use, Honey Pot products.
Yeah, and there was some controversy and some things that went viral. She'll still address all of that.
And the host of the Pivot podcast, my man Fred Taylor, Channing Crowder, and Ryan Clark will be here this morning. One of my favorite podcasts that's out right now.
Some people were mad at something Ryan Clark said yesterday. I'm mad we didn't get to ask him.
Man, I wish you would have talked about that because we recorded that before he sent that tweet out about Chris Brown being better than Michael Jackson. Like, come on, stop.
All right.
We'll discuss, though. It's the Breakfast Club. Yes, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, DJ Envy is off today. It is time for front page news. What we got, Yee?
All right, well, the finals, game 3, is going to be Thursday. Wait,
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Wait, why does it say Thursday?
I don't know, but it's tomorrow in
Yeah,
Boston.
I thought it was tomorrow all along. Okay. All right, and Rasheed Wallace is joining the Lakers as assistant coach.
I like that. I like that only because I like to see, former players, become coaches and things like that. So, and Rasheed Wallace is a monster. So, drop on the clues bombs for Rasheed Wallace.
All right, and the Denver Broncos are going to have a new owner for the first time since 1984.
Is he black?
According to Forbes, Rob Walton is likely going to purchase the team.
Sound like Walmart.
Yep. Walmart Air, and they said the bid is expected to come in at a roughly $4.5 billion. They said the winning bid has not yet been finalized, but they expect to announce it as early as this month. That's the highest price ever for an American sports team.
Yeah, that good old boys club ain't letting no black people in. I know Byron Allen had Byron Allen was putting a bid in. I know Robert Smith put a bid in. They're both black. Clearly, they don't want no black owners.
Well, previously, the record for the most expensive sports team was the Nets. They sold for $2.35 billion in August of 2019, and this is like double that price almost. So Walton will be the richest owner in the NFL. He has a net worth of $59.6 billion. He's one of the 20 richest people in the world.
He one of the Walmart people, right?
Yeah, Walmart Air. Mm-hmm. All right, now let's talk about Apple. They have some upcoming changes to iPhone software. Their next operating system is iOS 16. And so some of the things that you can expect. Now, I'm going to tell you what people are most excited about, but they'll revamp the look of the device's lock screen. There are going to be some minor improvements to the current software. One of the most noticeable differences is on the lock screen, you'll be able to have your widgets on the lock screen display, so you can have your favorite apps as small widgets on the lock screen. And
I don't even know what that means. What is a widget? It sounds like a slur.
You know, like the little apps.
Oh, okay.
All right, and the new software will also let the lock screen display live notifications. Like if you're calling an Uber, you don't have to unlock your phone to see the status of where the Uber is. You can have that on the lock screen. There'll also be revamping texts. So now if you send a text and you want to edit it after you send it, or take it away and resend it completely, if you have a change of heart, you can do that.
That only works if the person didn't read the text, though. How do we know? If the person already read the text you sent?
What if they're asleep? You know what I'm saying? And you send something and then you're like, oh, I was drunk last night. Let me just take it back before they wake up and see it.
That definitely works.
Now, both people have to have the Apple messaging app in order for that to work. So you can now do that. Apple Pay also, some services, they're adding a new financing feature. And so that option will allow people to stagger the cost of any purchase made through Apple Pay over 4 installments. You just have to pay those 4 installments within a 6-week period, and there'll be no additional fees if you do it like that. All right, so those are just some of the things.
I'm sitting there listening to you talk. I'm like, I don't know nothing about my phone. I don't even know what the hell an Apple messaging app is. What the hell is an Apple messaging app?
If you have it and I have it and we're messaging, you know how sometimes the messages are green or they're blue?
Oh, I just thought they were green when somebody changed their number or the phone was off.
No. Green is normally not through iMessage. That's what that means. And so that could mean they have an Android, or that could mean they're not going through iMessage.
Oh.
You really don't know anything about your phone.
I have no idea what the hell is happening.
All right, and the world's biggest 4-day work week pilot has begun. This is in the UK.
What's that mean?
4-day work week. What you think it means?
Oh, so we only got to work 4 days?
Not us, in the UK.
Monday through what, Thursday?
Yeah, so it's going to start, thousands of people are going to start their work week on Monday and be done on Thursday.
I'm all for that. I actually would want Monday off, though. Give me Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
What difference does it make?
I don't know. Is this something about being able to sleep in on Mondays, man? Like Sunday feels like a half a day when you got to get up to go to work or school in the morning. Mm-hmm. Sundays are rough.
Well, they said until now, Iceland had the biggest pilot of a shorter working week between 2015 and 2019. And those trials found that there was no drop in productivity among participants, and there was a dramatic increase in employee well-being.
I agree. There's really no need for us to have a 5-day work week or a 5-day school week. Why? Maybe school, not work.
All right. Well, that is your front page news.
All right. Get it off your chest. 1-800-585-1051. You can call in right now. Tell us why you're blessed. If you want to vent, you can do that. Hey, man, if you just want to tell us some good news, you can do that, too. It's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club.
Let's go.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
Say it with your chest.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
So if you got something on your mind, let it out.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's going on, Angelique?
What's up? You ready to get it off your chest?
Yeah.
We listening?
Listening, Mike. What's happening? Good morning, brother.
Hey, what's up, Charlamagne?
How you, King?
I'm all right, King. How you doing today?
Blessed, black, and highly favored.
Man, look, I've been out here searching for, careers and stuff, I'm close to, I'm about to get a first-time owner house or whatever. So I went to an apartment just to get my credit raised, raise my credit. So I went there and I'm like, the lady said, the rent is like $2,800. I'm like, damn, that sounds like a whole house note. I said, I might as well get a house. I'm trying to figure out why the apartment is about the same as house notes now. Like, what's going on with that, man?
Yeah, sometimes the difference is just that down payment.
Man, not $28 a month. Like, you got to make 3 times the rent. Like, you got to either be in the military or something like that. That's crazy. Like, I understand we're going through a pandemic, but
no, it's not. It's not the pandemic. It's inflation, King.
I feel you. But at the same time, it's like, we only renting that, you know what I mean? Everybody, there's more people who got to move in there after we move out. So that's like,
where do you live?
It ain't our crib. Like, why we paying that much if it ain't our crib? That's the whole. And you got restrictions on it. If I'm paying that much, you can't have no restrictions on my crib. I'm paying
I own it.
Inflation, brother. Inflation got the rent sky high.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that. I guess it's just something else for a white man. Just like, nah, you can't do this or do that. Like,
Oh, there's black landlords too.
Oh, you ain't lying about that. And then it's be a shame, but I'm like, yo, if I'm paying $2,800 a month, I want to be able to have cookouts on my balcony, like anybody I want, smoke anything I want. Like, you know what I mean? I should be able to walk butt naked outside if I wanted to.
I don't know that we all want to see that.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, I'm paying that, but this is like, that's almost like a new car right there.
So wait, what they tell you can't do? What's the restrictions?
I mean, it's like you can't have a grill on the balcony. You can't have a pet here. You know what I mean? You gotta. It's just a lot of restrictions. You can't. It's just certain things you can't do in there. And how, you know.
Well, it would be like that regardless of what you pay in rent, bro. Come on, you can't walk butt naked out on nobody's balcony, regardless of how much you paying in rent.
And maybe the grill is a fire hazard. I don't know.
Scenario. But you gotta think about it. Look, if you're doing that though, and on top of that, you got all these restrictions. You still can't. Where's the fun at? You can't play in the pool. You can't do this. You can't invite nobody over. You gotta have food pass.
You can't invite nobody over.
Yeah, it's like one of the type things. You can't have too many people over there. You gotta have like 3 people in your house at a time.
What?
And the apartment. Yeah, the apartment's not even good. It's like I forgot where this apartment was at. I just like.
Sound like you need a different apartment.
Well, King, King, I'm sending you positive energy, love, and light. Inflation is up for everybody, man. Rent is up more than 30% in a lot of different cities, man. So it's just something we got to live with right now, King.
You're right about it. I guess we got to make a petition about this, but I appreciate it.
Petition. Have a good day, brother.
Oh, man.
Hey, call up right now, 1-800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. You know, you can tell us why you're blessed. You can vent. You can give us some good news, whatever you want to do. It's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
What's up? It's Get It Off Your Chest. It's The Breakfast Club. We have Alicia on the line. What's good, Alicia?
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good
you want to get it off
Alicia.
your chest?
Yes, I actually feel really blessed this morning. I'm back to work after being injured for a year. My daughter is good. My family is good. I'm feeling real good today. So I just wanted to bless the radio with that.
Okay, where you
amazing.
working?
I'm glad to hear that.
Where you working?
Thank you. I have a city job. Let's just put it like that.
All right, we'll just put it like that.
Yeah, I have a good city job that's doing what it needs to do. So I feel real good about that. And I'm vetted, so I'm good.
All right,
vetting?
I'm vetted, so I got some time in.
Oh, where? Okay, I don't know what that means. I'm not gonna lie. Is that military?
No, it's not military, but I got some time in, so you know.
Oh, at your job?
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
All right, well, have an amazing day.
I'm vetted too.
Thank you. You do the same. Thank you.
Good morning. It's time to get it off your chest. Is this Goo?
Yeah, how you doing? I just want to express some little good news for the week.
Okay.
Yeah, I just came home from vacation, man. Down there in Cabo, Mexico, and celebrated my 18th wedding anniversary and my 33 years of being together with my wife.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, we've been together since '89, high school sweethearts, and we had our troubles, but we weathered the storm and we're still together.
I love to hear it.
Love to hear that, my brother.
And y'all just as in love as you were back in '89?
Yeah, communication is the key, man. Just talk to each other and keep it fresh.
All right, well, happy anniversary.
Can I send a shout out right quick?
Mm-hmm.
Baby, Tamika, I love you. Drive home safe. Drive to work safe. And I'm here for another 18 years.
Yes, sir. Love to hear
it. That's right.
Man, appreciate y'all. Love y'all,
Peace,
man.
King. Love you too, brother.
All right, let's talk to Javon. What's up, Javon?
Yo.
You ready to get it off
Hello?
your chest? Yes.
Hey, you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, hello?
Yes, sir.
Remember I did the Change for Change?
What?
Oh, yeah, okay. I remember you got some money for Change for Change.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, but I went to do the what you call it yesterday, for the $1,000, and I was just trying to explain the reason why I should get it, but I was doing it through my phone, and I think it sent my entry without me explaining like the reason why I should get it.
Now, listen, I don't know this to be true, but I'm sure that there's some type of stipulation on you winning money again, bro. You just won money. How long ago, Eddie?
December.
December. But I'm still in that situation, though.
What
That's what the whole thing is.
Well, we can't change you up out of your situation, brother.
I thought things got better.
A little better, but I still it was $3,500, so I still owe a little under 20. A little under 20 on $700.
How much we gave you last time?
$3,500.
No, $1,000.
Oh, $1,000. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to see can I win again to contribute to the rest of the bill.
That's not how this works. You got to win. If you win, you win. But you can't just call up and say, "Can I win?" Like.
No. I went online. And I filled out the day why I should win.
King, we already gave you money for your story. You can't get money for the same story, brother. We already gave you some money for that story.
Don't you want to spread the money out?
Yeah, but I figure, it's for a cause. It's not like it's going to my pocket. I figure I can win that too. Most of the people that won probably...
You already won once with this story.
Look, Javon, just put your entry in. Maybe you'll win, maybe you won't, but there's a lot of people who are applying to get this money. So
I don't think you can win an Oscar twice for the same movie. I'm just saying.
This is not an Oscar.
Huh? How you been doing? When you doing Yee Days?
August 28th is Angela Yee Day.
You don't have no money to attend Yee Day, sir. I need you to get your priorities.
No, I want to come help out, volunteer, because she helped me out. So I want to come help out. They set up, clean up the floor, whatever. I want to come help you out.
All right, thank you, Javon. I'll see you around in Brooklyn.
All right.
Have a blessed day, sir.
All right, well, that was Get It Off Your Chest.
Yes,
a lot of people
was.
vented this morning. There was some good news. There was some
Lord have mercy.
Venting about rent, and there was somebody trying to win that $1,000 a day daily bread from the Breakfast Club. You can go to breakfastclubonline.com to try to win.
Also, don't be greedy. You know what I'm saying? I understand everybody needs help, but that's the point. Everybody needs help. You already got a blessing with $1,000 here at the radio station. Don't call up with the same story trying to get another $1,000. That's just greed. You can't do that. Now, you got a report coming up?
All right. Well, the suspect in the shooting death of Trouble has turned himself in. We'll give you some more information on that.
Good. It's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
Well, 33-year-old Jamichael Jones of Atlanta has surrendered and turned himself in for killing Trouble. And they said his mother was instrumental into bringing him into custody. So earlier on Monday, deputies visited places familiar with Jamichael Jones. They knocked on doors, asked after his whereabouts. And one of those locations was his mother's house. And they said that Jones spoke to his mother by phone and shared his wish to surrender. He was then met by deputies in the parking lot of a Clayton County hospital and arrested. And so he is now in custody.
And that, all of that, he made a permanent decision based off a temporary feeling, because that permanent decision is going to be life in jail.
Right, and they said that he already had other infractions on his record. He apparently has several arrest warrants out. And that felony murder, aggravated assault, home invasion charges.
He's done. And, now Trouble is deceased. God bless the dead. And that young lady is going to be out here still living her life, Imagine all the trauma she got to deal with, after witnessing something like that. Like, this guy this is silly. He's going to be thinking about this for the rest of his life. And he's going to have a lot of time to think about it.
All right, now Young Thug's ex, Jerica, was on the Progress Report podcast, and she talked about speaking to Young Thug while he's been in jail. Here's what she said.
Yeah, I spoke to him. He's doing good, actually. Good. Okay. And he's in great spirits. I feel like this is just a moment for him, to learn a lot of lessons and like, honestly, he was giving me advice on how to, he was like, keep your head in the game, like, wake up every day and put a smile on your face, like, and be thankful. And we good. He was like, I love my fans, stuff like that. And that was it. I was like, all right. I really feel like I see his faith. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really, really do. And, like, that's what a lot of people don't know. Like, bro, that man really, like, know the Bible inside out. Like, nobody would know that about him because ain't nobody talking about that. Right. People come around him, they don't see how he talk about God. They don't talk about that. They talk about everything else.
That's a great answer because I hate when people ask me how somebody in jail is doing. They're in jail.
Right. Well, all right, now let's discuss Tiger Woods. Greg Norman is the creator of a Saudi-backed golf series. It's very controversial. And he told the Washington Post that Tiger Woods was offered and turned down a deal that was mind-blowingly enormous. He said the deal reached into the high 9 digits, the offer that was out to him. So Phil Mickelson has already signed with that golf series. They said his deal is worth $200 million. According to Golf Channel, other high-profile golfers are also expected to compete in that new league. That league starts as early as Thursday, where they'll be teeing off outside London. Now, Tiger Woods did acknowledge that he was approached by the tour before, but rejected it. And he said Mickelson has his opinion on where he sees the game of golf going. I have my viewpoint on how I see the game of golf, and I've supported the tour, and my foundation has run events on the tour for a number of years. So,
oh, God bless. That's when you know you're getting a high amount of money.
When you can be turn like down that kind of money. I'm okay.
Yeah. Didn't Tiger crack $1 billion before? Am I making this up?
Listen, he at one point was like the highest paid athlete.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure he's good. So
God bless.
I know, right? All right, now Deshaun Watson is facing another sexual assault lawsuit as a 24th woman has come forward. That woman claims that he ejaculated on her per reports. A massage therapist named Katie Williams filed a lawsuit in Harris County, Texas against him with her attorney on Monday. She says that he masturbated and ejaculated in front of her in her apartment during a massage therapy session in August of 2020. She also said that some of his semen did get on her as well. So this is now 24 allegations against Deshaun Watson, and the FBI did allegedly get involved last year as well. So she said she gave him a massage a few days prior to the alleged assault without any problems. He tipped her $100, but then during a second session a few days later, he asked her to rub his inner thighs before demanding that she massage higher and higher, eventually leading her to touching his scrotum and him getting an erection, and that's when he stood up and ejaculated.
Now, is it true that Deshaun Watson's lawyer says happy endings aren't a crime?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Oh, I saw that headline. He said happy endings aren't a crime unless you're paying somebody. Okay. I thought that's what I read.
Yeah, I can't say that I would agree with that, right? All right, now Steve Harvey has been joking about his daughter Lori Harvey's split from Michael B. Jordan, and he was on his morning show and he had some laughs about it. Here's what he said.
We're trying to make sure Lori's all right. I gotta start learning from my children. Get out here. What about you? Oh, it costs you something. Oh, it's damaging. You gotta go. I wait way too late. Yeah, sometimes people do throw a party. I'm gonna have to get away. I'm gonna have to start breaking up on IG because this going to court is awesome.
Yeah, he said it's very costly. And he's gonna break up over IG.
Hey, drop on the clues bombs for Lori Harvey. I don't know what's true and what's not true, but it's summertime, man. You know what I mean? Some people like to be single during the summer, right?
Right. We don't know what went on with their relationship, but they've both been out and about. You know, he was at a game the other day. They showed his face. They were saying there's going to be another Michael Jordan crying meme. Hey. People just have jokes. He's going through it, I'm sure.
I just know white women are excited right now. Okay, so white women, put your bids in now because you know can't mess with white women after Labor Day.
What? All right, now Ryan Clark, and he's about to be on in a second from the Pivot Podcast. People are upset about him and some tweets that he put out. He said that Chris Brown is more talented than Michael Jackson. He said, "There, I said it. Have a great week."
Ryan knew to tweet that after he came to the Breakfast Club. Ryan, we're talking to the Pivot Podcast next hour. But we literally recorded that probably a couple hours before he posted that. He didn't bring that up in the interview.
No, he did not.
Come on, man. I love Chris Brown, but stop. Y'all got to stop doing this to people like Chris Brown because when you do this, you're chasing ghosts. Michael Jackson, and I'm not saying this because he's deceased. It's just that what he's done will never be duplicated. This man sold over 100 million records of one album.
Well, Tank agreed, by the way.
Agreed what?
with Ryan.
Thanks, stop. Well, come on.
He said, I've been the only one saying this, and I felt alone for so long. Welcome to the fold. Singer, dancer, writer, producer, actor, painter, clothing designer, gymnast, ninja, etc. MJ is the greatest, but CB has more gifts, is all we're saying.
That's what they do with LeBron. Like, when you bring up LeBron and Michael Jordan, people are like, well, LeBron made $1 billion and he still like to play. What does that have to do with what he does on the court? We're talking about music and we're talking about dancing ability, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I would think we're talking about. We're just talking about that. Of course, he can play basketball and do graffiti and all that other stuff. What they got to do with music and dancing? And Chris is amazingly talented, but it's just like it's the bar that Michael Jackson set is too high. Like, why even do that to Chris? Let Chris be Chris Brown, and let Michael be Michael.
All right, well, that is your rumor report. Let's reset.
Graffiti.
You're getting yourself all worked up.
How we know Michael didn't know how to tag?
We don't know that.
Exactly. Wasn't he tagging in the Beat It video, one of them videos back in the day?
But I will say, I mean, all right, tagging, but Chris Brown, it's weird. Tank is saying he has more gifts. He says, while Michael Jackson is the greatest of all time, he said Chris Brown has more gifts.
I just don't understand why
are we comparing that?
Yeah, and why did they bring up all of this other stuff? I thought we were talking about music and dancing. I thought we were talking about that artistry, nothing else.
Focus.
Yeah.
All right, well, that is your rumor report.
We got front page news coming up, yeah?
All right, well, let's talk about the Proud Boys leader and top members, and they're being charged, and we'll tell you what's going on.
All right, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's DJ Envy. Have you taken a closer look at the General Insurance yet? Switch to the General and you could save over $500. Call 800-GENERAL or visit thegeneral.com. The General Auto Insurance Services, Inc., an insurance agency, Nashville, Tennessee. Some restrictions apply.
Yes, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee. I was just telling our cameraman, Nick, that George Bush is more talented than Barack Obama. Because George Bush can draw his ass off, since that's
He can?
What? You didn't know that? George Bush can paint. That's a fact. George Bush paints. Yes. What are we doing? Oh, it's a show called The Breakfast Club. And it's time for front page news.
All right. Well, let's talk about the Proud Boys leader, Enrique Tarrio, and 4 other leaders have been charged with seditious conspiracy, and that is escalating the criminal case against this far-right extremist group. This is all because of the January 6th U.S. Capitol attack. These are the most aggressive charges that have been brought by the Justice Department against the Proud Boys, and they are the first allegations by prosecutors that the group tried to oppose by force the presidential transfer of power. Now, CNN's Sarah Sidner did talk to Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio about the group's actions at the Capitol on January 6th, and here's what he had to say.
They shouldn't have breached the Capitol with violence.
He says that now.
Fight for Trump!
You write, when the people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears the people, there is liberty. Doesn't that show that you are celebrating terrorizing people?
I was celebrating, and I'll tell you, I'll celebrate the moment that the government does fear the people. At that point, again, and I didn't have all the information that came in, why they were cowering or anything like that.
Do you
but
wish that you didn't do that now that you know
no,
what
I
happened?
don't. Another thing is I'll never regret something that I said.
Okay, so that's an admission of guilt. Right.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Okay. And prosecutors have also revealed Tarrio's text messages from January 6th, where he compares the attack on the U.S. Capitol to the Winter Palace, the home of the Russian emperor, which was stormed during the Russian Revolution in 1917. He also appears to comment on Congress being evacuated from the chambers. Unable to certify the Electoral College vote, an unnamed person texted him, "Dude, did we just influence history?" And he responded, "Let's first see how this plays out." And then the unnamed person wrote back, "They have to certify today or it's invalid." So all 5 of these people were previously indicted on less serious conspiracy charges, and the defendants are set to be in court, I believe, on Thursday, later on this week. Now here is what the Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio had to say.
They are still Americans. They are still human beings who felt that their lives were in danger. How can you not feel any sympathy or any empathy?
I'm not going to worry about people that their only worry in life is to be reelected.
All right.
What kind of time does that, whatever they being charged for, carry? Because it sounds like.
Well, they're saying this is the most serious charges that they've had brought against them to this point.
It sounds like, and that's the problem. There's no real consequences and repercussions for January 6th. It's wild that an attempted coup in this country happened, and America really just treated it like a bunch of kids wilding at spring break.
Yeah, previously they were indicted on less serious conspiracy charges, and lawyers have maintained in court that these guys had no plan when they walked to the Capitol on January 6th. But this would show that they actually did have a plan. And I don't know if you recall, but just last year, Enrique was sentenced to 5 months in jail for burning a church's Black Lives Matter banner in December and bringing high-capacity rifle magazines to D.C. days before the U.S. Capitol insurrection.
Yeah, that level of white supremacy is going to cannibalize us all. That level of white supremacy is what's going to ultimately, not ultimately, it is bringing this country to its knees right now as we speak.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll be paying attention to this as this is going to be happening later on this week on Thursday, and that is your front page news.
All right, when we come back, man, we're going to talk to the host of one of my favorite podcasts out right now, the Pivot Podcast. My man Fred Taylor, Channing Crowder, and Ryan Clark will be here to discuss with us a whole bunch of things. Sadly, we recorded this before Ryan put out that Chris Brown is more talented than Michael Jackson tweet. Okay? So we won't be discussing that, but we'll be discussing a whole bunch of other stuff. Okay? It's The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Yes, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, DJ Envy is off today, but we got the host of one of my favorite podcasts, man. Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor, and Channing Crowder. The Pivot Podcast is here. What's happening?
Man, appreciate you having us, baby.
How y'all feeling this morning?
We end up using a lot of your clips on Rumor Report.
A lot.
I just want to say.
We appreciate that.
For sure.
A lot lately. I really appreciate what y'all are doing, man, because I think it's dope when people who actually lived it control their own narratives. Mm-hmm. So what made y'all want to do this?
Go ahead, you started. You got.
We had to get away from the other situation.
I remember that.
You know what I'm saying? And we didn't know what we were going to do. We just weren't going to stay over there. Mm-hmm. And then Channing and I, we talked. And then eventually we had a conversation with RC. And then, we had to pivot from there. And we ended up with a pivot.
Because you already was doing one, right?
Yeah, I was doing something on my own already, just because I was just trying to get the reps of interviewing, doing those things, telling certain stories. And I did the old show with them. Mm-hmm. They needed a guest host. Somebody was missing. So I did the old show. It went really well. And then Alicia Zubakowski, who's the producer, she just hit me up. Like, would you do the show? Would you talk to Channing? Me and Channing talked for about an hour and a half one night, because my first question was, can y'all fix the old thing? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I think anytime, like in our culture, when something does become that big and it does become something that the community grabs onto, like I didn't want that to just go away behind nonsense. Right. Mm-hmm. And then, once they let me know what the deal was and how everything went down, I was like, cool, let's do it. But I can honestly say I didn't expect it to be what it is now, though, for sure.
Really?
It's so important to take care of the business, too, aspect of it. So when you guys did the Pivot Podcast, what agreement did you come to with each other to make sure that it was fair for everybody?
Oh, well, we learned from the other situation where you just jump out with your homeboys. Hey, we tight, we played together, we know each other, man, let's do this. And then it blows up, and then checks start coming. And now you panicking on the back end. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, what percentage is mine? What percentage is yours? Mm-hmm. So before we even shot an episode, we set up our business, set up our LLC, our big one. We connected all three of our businesses to it. We brought in our producer and our attorney, so everybody got their, it's not equal percentage. We're the main three owners. We own, 80% of it. Mm-hmm. And then, so that's already set up before a dime came in. So we were fronting money. All of us were paying for our own stuff to start it, to get it going, the travel, the production, everything with our producer. And we were paying for it ourselves and said, okay, we're going to bet on ourselves to come in. But we left the other spot, me and Freddie were like, we got to do a podcast. But then we just saw, man, it's the young kids that come up to you, from the 14-year-old that come and be like, hey, man, that Beasley stuff was crazy, to the 60-year-old that comes up to you. So we're really affecting the culture. So that's when me and Freddie were like, but we got to keep this going somehow to really just speak to the people. Mm-hmm. And we wanted to bring in a third, and the list was short. It was Ryan Clark. We knew the dude. He's talented. He was that good guy. So that's what we brought in. But yeah, we didn't have to do it. We didn't want to do it, but we had to because we thought we were affecting so many people.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because coming from pro sports, y'all make multi-millions of dollars. Podcast money ain't like that initially. Not at all. And it might take a while to even get to that multi-millions of dollars. So did that impact anything?
No, not for me.
Okay.
Like I said, it's all about teaching, being transparent and learning, and just really opening up conversations. I think that's what we've been great at, and really just jumping in it. We started the other thing just during quarantine. Mm-hmm. Say we were bored in the house, we're just trying to get outside and do some stuff, talk, and then it just evolved into that. For me, I never thought I'd be in media. right? So just to really be here, it's still. I think my drive now is the fact that, like Channing just said, people run up on us. Damn, y'all changing my life. The DMs, man, that right there opened my eyes. Man, I need this. This medicine. So that keeps you driving. So and it really, the money's gonna come on the back end. You know what I'm saying? We can sustain this. So that's not the important thing right now. It's just the conversation.
If you chasing money, you'll never catch it.
That's right. What you said about athletes being in a box, do you think that's where the stereotype of the dumb jock comes from? Because they only want to talk to y'all about one thing?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily like that's where the dumb jock comes from, because I think some jocks are dumb, just like
anybody's dumb.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that play ball that was really good at ball and also not very intelligent. Like and so I think people try to like stereotype everyone in that way. But I think it's much like anything else, is where people see you and box you in, or how they meet you, it's hard for them to get outside of that, right? Like if you're not having,
that's all you do,
right? Like if you're not having a conversation with us, like if you never sit down and bring up another topic, then you don't know what the hell I know. Right. And like this show has let us do that.
I love so many of y'all episodes, man. Channing, people got mad at you when you called Russell Wilson a square. Do you take that back?
Not at all. Not one bit. You know what? I did. I did creep in the G Code locker room, bringing up Sierra and why they're together, you know what I'm saying? And Fred and RC afterwards, they got on me like, bro, you know what I'm saying? She wanted her piece. You can transition, go to different situations. Kim, from Kanye to David, what's his name?
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson. I don't follow that man. But like, they're two different people, so I understand the change. So bringing up Sierra, bringing up man's family, I'll take that back. But have y'all seen Russell's videos? You seen Mr. Unlimited and this goofy shit. My bad.
Listen, but there's nothing wrong with being a square, though.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I didn't call him
that's
alcoholic.
That's a positive thing to me, really.
But I think though.
You said you didn't call him alcoholic.
I didn't call him alcoholic. I didn't call him a deadbeat dad. I didn't call him a pedophile.
Some people felt like it was personal. Like you have a personal issue with him.
No. There's lame people all around, I think. And I call them lame. If you ask throw a name out, I say lame or cool. It's an opinion, and it's what I thought. Like, it's folks out there think I'm lame, and I don't give a damn. I don't know why so many people were mad that my opinion of Russell Wilson is a square and a lame.
But that's what happens when you have a successful podcast. What you say holds a lot more weight than just having a regular conversation.
But also, I guess, look, a person that people look at and they say that's a good guy.
Right.
Why is a good guy considered lame?
There's good people that are cool.
Yeah.
Just the way Russ holds himself, his little videos, you saw him come up, you see how he done been in a locker room with people that know how to talk to. He learned how to talk, but he's not built like that. I'm an Atlanta dude, man. I'm an Atlanta dude, and that's how I
He
grew
doesn't
up.
understand who in the black community is protected. Certain people you can't say certain things about, and that's beautiful black love. You can't violate that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But he spoke his opinion, so that's one thing Channing gonna do. You watch the episodes, Channing gonna be black and white. Ain't no gray about Channing. He's gonna always be transparent. You're gonna like it or you're not. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
And it works.
Yeah. It wasn't though what people tried to make it though, and I think that was my larger issue. And you for sure know. You know what I'm saying? Like you say certain things and you may not expound, and people bring it to something else, right? Because obviously, if I'm connected to him and I'm laughing during the time, and even in the piece, I was like, bro, but when you've been in something that's toxic, you just want peace.
You want the opposite.
Even I said that, but I also agree that he's square. The thing that frustrated me is like now people are coming at us like you can't say anything about it because of the couple, right? It's because of the couple. And like I had the conversations with people, which I love being able to have those conversations. I was like, look, in 2016 when Michael Bennett's walking off the stage in a Black Lives Matter shirt, and they asked Russell Wilson, he says police lives matter and everybody's lives matter. Of course, Black lives matter.
Lord,
you know what I'm saying? And so at that time, like I went on TV that day. I'm on First Take. I went on TV like, nah, like we needed somebody to be strong. And to me, it's like, okay. And then in 2020, and like things change and your minds change, and you're now married to a black woman and you have black kids, and so now those things are important. In 2020, he gives this impassioned speech on the ESPYs, and that's cool. Right, but for me, somebody who's the same way in 16, and white people are cussing me, calling me racist, and then in 2020, I'm getting calls every time I get off of TV that my voice is needed. That is square to me. It's okay to say that, and also say, you know what? my daughter, I want her to marry a man that loves her the way he seems to love Sierra and take care of his kids, not only his kids, her other kid. Like, all those things are beautiful.
And I wanted to be a black man. That should be okay to say too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that, you know, that thing was taken way out of like context, and I hated that he got killed for it, and his wife was getting messages and different. My daughter's getting messages.
Really?
And so I thought that, you know, like, come on now, like, know who you.
We got more with the Pivot Podcast coming up on the World's Most Dangerous Morning Show, The Breakfast Club. Yes, it's the World's Most Dangerous Morning Show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, DJ Envy, and right now we kicking it with the Pivot Podcast. And the Michael Beasley episode, man, that was so important. And I don't think he would have gotten that open anywhere else. For some reason, he felt very comfortable in that environment. Have y'all followed up with him since then?
I hit him constantly. I have a lot of blue text though, and he hasn't really returned anything. But like, I repost this stuff. I text him all the time just to check on him. And I think it's, you know, for us, it was one of those things. I was honestly, y'all, that like we weren't expecting. Like when he came on, like Chan and Fred had to go like talk to him to just get him to do the show. Kind of had like just. Because when you get to our show, it's kind of like not just a regular podcast. There's cameras everywhere and people moving around. And so, you know, he didn't want to do it initially. And like through the first few minutes, we didn't know what it was going to be. And for him to open up in that way, like you almost felt ill-equipped for it. And I think that's why it ended up being so beautiful, was because we all had to like just strip down and just be there with him. And it's the interview that when people talk about where our show has come to this point, the interview everybody will point to, because I believe that's kind of what started the Pivot.
No, I done reached out to him 20 times, and he didn't respond back. And just randomly, like, he just got on the team. He just signed a deal in China, right?
Oh, wow.
Congratulations. You know what I'm
dope.
saying? Yeah, let me know. Just like on the show, when I told him, bro, I got kids. We get the bounce house in the backyard. Every time we had a party, I reach out to the man. Hey, bro, having something Saturday. A couple times I did it, no response, but when you want help, you reach out for it. And everybody hit us like, this man needs help. Psychiatrists would DM me. Doctors I know DM me. Hey, can you please be in touch with Michael Beasley? I'm like, listen, I'm not giving this man number to you, but I'll keep reaching out to him. And at any moment he does respond,
you ready?
I'll holler at him, and I'll have a team ready to do something for him. But just wishing the best. But I know we all reached out to him a number of times.
So what was that conversation to even get him to do it initially?
A couple friends, a couple people I reached out to. We talked about doing it when we were on the other side, but that was shot down. So thank God it was. And I think that's the beauty about what we do. Like, we just let people speak. Some people come with agendas, and they have things that they want to vent to and get off their chest. And then we're going to do enough research where we can expound and we can carry a conversation. So I think really that's what creates our dynamic. One, guests know we're going to do right by them. We ain't looking for no clickbaits. We just looking to let you talk. We'll let you see the cuts before we send them out, all the promos. You sign off on them, we good to go.
Has anyone ever said, can you take this out?
Yeah.
We have a show that we can't release because the guests come, right? Always, hey, can I ask this, right? Because you study and you know what you want to get to, and if you get to it, you will. And so I'm like, can I ask this? Can I ask this? They was like, oh yeah, like we all good. So I was like, this is gonna be an excellent show. We do the show. Show's phenomenal. I get a call from my agent, my TV agent, and he's like, look, their agent called me. They need to take some things out. And when people take things out, y'all know how it is. You take like a snippet out, or you might take one answer out. They took out like 20 minutes of a 45-minute show.
Oh, he must have got loose. Oh, she must have got loose.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, we can't show this.
That's my 12-minute episode. That ain't gonna work.
But it's also one of those things though. Like when I look back on it, I think it's even cool though that we could be in that, but we could be that way. Like if you feel that, and they have a documentary coming out, so I guess they thought they shared too much. But if you feel like you did something on the show and you got to take so much out, we're not gonna put you out there bad. We're not gonna be like, nah, you said it, we're gonna do it. You signed a release. Nah, we're not gonna do that, because you don't want that to be attached to your name either.
And to be honest, they done told stuff I done on the show. We'll stop the show afterwards, and our producer and Freddie and RC be like, hey, that mid part with Chan, we don't even do that.
Wait, like what?
Yeah, just, I get wild with the sexual stuff, or just start talking crazy, talking about, back in the day when I used to run in them streets. And then after the show, as soon as it's over, ready to be like, RC, we can't play this stuff about the club. And then the producer be like, okay, and she'll edit it up and be right. But yeah, from on all our standpoints, like we're not there to get anybody.
Right.
And I think that's what people gather. A lot of people, one thing I was surprised by is that when people come on, they're always going to watch shows before. They always want to see what to expect when they get there. So they already know his approach. They know my approach. They know Freddie's approach. So they already are kind of prepared, but if they were to say something crazy, we'll even, in the middle of the show sometimes, we'll be like, they'll talk. It was a show recently, and dude said something, and Fred was like, you don't
I do that all the time, yeah. I tell the guest right now, I be like, oh, you know we editing that, right?
Yeah.
Because you already know they're going to, why give somebody unnecessary backlash for no reason?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You had a nice moment with Shaq, too.
Yeah. See, the funny thing with Shaq, he came in shooting.
Yeah.
He walked in, started calling me names, and this little ugly ass little boy. It's your big ass right there. Don't act like I won't come over there and chill. So, but it was, and even that rapport was started off camera. So we get on camera. That's why me and Shaq just kept shooting at each other because it was already established. And he's a cool dude, and that's the comfort level. So he walk in big, and everybody kiss his butt. Shaq. When he walked in the hotel we was at, everybody ran out. The damn restaurant stopped. People running out trying to take pictures of him. He get upstairs with us. I mean, what your big ass doing? Why you got them leather shoes on?
Yeah.
So we start talking to him like a normal person, and that's what loses people up. Because I always say it, man. You put your drawers on before your pants, just like I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're a human being.
I can actually see you putting your pants on before your drawers. On some of these nights I've been around you, dog.
I'd be wide open sometimes.
You ain't been nervous with anybody, though? Like, has anybody made you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
What, something that we ain't seen yet?
Caitlyn
Jenner.
Yeah.
That came out?
Wrong thing.
Yeah. Caitlyn Jenner.
See, I ain't see that one.
I saw that.
I did see the one with Caitlyn because she said some real shit because she was like, yo, basically, it seems like it's a trend.
Yeah.
For everybody to be embracing the trend. I thought that was going to have way more backlash than it did, but it didn't.
So the crazy thing is, though, when we got the opportunity to do it, I was actually in the car with him, and I was like, we can't do it. And he was like, nah, man, it's going to be, he was like, I was straight up. He's like, it's going to be a great conversation, RC, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm going to ask her this. I said, nah, man. I said, because Chan, I was like, you really can't, like, Chan on this one. Like, you got to kind of, I was like, because if we upset the trans community, I was like, we might not have no show.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he was like, nah, I'm going to be straight. I said, but on the other side of it is too, I said, because she's a guest that's not necessarily, like, for our target demographic, I was like, we can't go on there and not be us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I actually don't want Channing or Fred or myself to have to be on a show with a guest where we can't do what we do. And we can't do it in the way that people have grown to love the show. And so, like, that was the conversation we were having, and we had it for a day. And then, like, we finally, and we know, we
not
wake
even
up.
a day. We was 10 hours when we figured we could do the show.
Okay,
So we had to coach this dude right here, like, no, and you don't know if he's playing or if he's serious. Most of the time.
He's like, I'm gonna ask her this.
What kind of meat you got? Sirloin strip or
Oh my gosh.
Do you still have it?
Come on, bro.
No, just like
he wussed out. He wussed out on that question.
Just like y'all see y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get a look and you got next question this. So we kind of do the same thing. Like we'll put our finger up or you got it. Every time I put my finger up during that interview, they both be like,
No.
I don't think I got out of line, but I did ask the real questions.
Nah,
You
it was
scared to
good.
ask one question, though.
How do you get to a proper understanding if we don't have
question
these real conversations, though? You got to have these real conversations.
What question would you ask, Chan?
That you were scared to ask.
like, hey, man, what you got in your drawers? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I say.
You
but
say that usually?
I would
Oh
say,
my
yeah, I would say
gosh.
just like my thing is like, man, all the sugar. It's funny because all that sugar coat when people like, so I've heard in the past, I listened to another interview of yours and try to sneak up on a topic. Let me not waste your time. Let me just ask the question. So in that one, I didn't just ask the question, and that RC be like, "You real nice with this one, sis.
Yeah, you scared,
bro. You real nice." So
Yeah, but people know Chan.
Yeah.
They'll come in there looking for Chan to, like Shaq.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They come in there and they trying to get him open. Because when you break him, you break the ice and the interview just go.
We got more with the Pivot Podcast coming up on the World's Most Dangerous Morning Show, The Breakfast. Yes, it's the World's Most Dangerous Morning Show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, DJ Envy, and right now we kicking it with the Pivot Podcast. I want to tap back into the Michael Beasley combo and the mental health combo. Was that ever something y'all were able to discuss as athletes, y'all mental health?
I think
when y'all were playing?
When you were playing, you don't really pay attention to it. I mean, you're a warrior. You know, you're just out there competing. You're trying to knock the next guy head off or try to avoid getting your head knocked off. So that conversation, especially when we were playing, it wasn't as prevalent, as important as it is now. But on the other side of that, now that we are out of the game, we're able to see these guys that are either committing suicide, they're struggling or going through, these mental health issues. We always try to bring it to the forefront, and I knew that before the Beasley episode, for example, there were some questions about, his state of, mind. And that was a few angles and a few questions that we were going to ask, but we didn't know it was going to go that deep, So we always want to, before we would call it a check-in, check on your people, follow up, see how they're doing, because you just never know. Because even in our game, is it like 78 or 87% of the guys are broke, filed bankrupt, or divorced within 3 years of when they're done, and that can put pressure and expedite whatever's going on upstairs. You get into depression, the anxiety of thinking where the next dollar coming from, because guys you get in at such a young age, you don't necessarily know which way you're gonna go. But the good thing is the NFL provides all of those resources.
Really?
But all of them. If anybody, I heard a comment the other day say, what can we do? We gotta, get with the NFLPA and do this and that. They already doing that. The players just gotta take the time to go take advantage of the resources. They've got money laid out everywhere. So you just gotta go. You gotta put that in your everyday routine and say, this is what matters to me. You gotta do it now though, especially for the young guys that's active. They gotta do it right now.
But I think you're so much more evolved. Like, I gotta give you some love. I'm gonna go Freddie Flowers here.
Always.
Great. You starting to speak about mental health made me actually check myself. And I remember meeting you at ESPN. One, you were way nicer and more polite than I thought you'd be. Just because listening to the show, I'm like, man, he telling people they box trash, and I was like, he gotta be a bad guy. But so, and just like, because and I've talked about it with them all the time. Like, I grew up, both parents, great childhood, but like my parents were really tough. My parents they worked hard as hell, and they said, like my mama told me, like depression is something that a black man can't afford, right? Or sadness or different things like that. And so, there were times where I could have been battling things and just not let myself accept it, right? Because to me it was unacceptable, and I've had to learn as I've gotten older to be sympathetic to those things and to try to understand that, one, not everybody sees it like me or is built like me, and that these things do truly exist, not only in our culture but in the world, period. And from listening to you, my homeboy Monday said something Ryan said something on his episode that I thought was so deep. He said, what people got to understand is what's good for black people can be good for all people. And so I had to truly start getting out of that mindset of, you don't have to tough your way through everything. Like, you can talk to people, like you are also dealing with things, because like when I played, like I was an undrafted dude, I spent my first 4 years trying not to be cut. You know what I mean? And when those things happen, because I grew up with a mom and I went to church every day, it wasn't, you need to talk to somebody, you're dealing with something. I just got on my knees, or I got in that book. Like that was the way I dealt with it. So I am still, like at my age, like I am still learning. And so honestly, when we have a Michael Beasley and are able to have that conversation, it truly helps me more than anything, because it starts to let me know that these things are real. You have to deal with them. People have to deal with them, and it's okay, because I truly felt like it wasn't, even in my parenting. Like I've had to adjust, as well.
But I think, and I say, I'm the caveman of the crew. They're way more evolved than I am. And I've learned it now. The mental health awareness ain't been about 10 years now that it's really come to the forefront, maybe less.
Especially in our community.
Yeah. So you playing ball, you done grind your whole life to be the 1% of the 1%. You break your finger, tie it to the next one. You dislocate your shoulder, pop it back in and go play. So we doing all this on the field to play ball, to make money. You the best of the best. You woke up sad. Like I remember some guys just being like, man, I'm down, and you look at, bro, let's go. Like it's time to play. This is a barbaric
call in
sport.
on Sunday.
Oh no. Yeah. We gotta there's no off, there's no replacement for you, and he's worse than you. That's why he's your damn backup. So I think like that barbaric side of football, especially, basketball things are different, but football exactly. Physically, I have to see something wrong with you. If I see your bone pop out of your ankle, okay, bro, you can take a couple weeks off. you're depressed. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Like what is? And when I played, I didn't understand it, and I knew guys were going through stuff. I tell the story like Junior Seau, who took his own life. That was my homeboy. That was my dude. And I remember the day I saw it, I called his phone and went to voicemail, and I just broke down in tears. And it started clicking to me, talking to Ricky Williams a lot, post-career. And Ricky explained it to me. Like, I started really seeing, like, this could be bigger than a torn ACL. This could be life or death. Torn ACL, you miss 9 months. This could be life or death when you talk to the mental side. So I have come around from my barbaric and my, caveman ways to really respecting. And when somebody says they're not feeling good, hey, I need some time. Let me call my homeboy and really talk with him and really break this down. So I hopefully if my old country ass can do it, the whole league and the world will open up, especially black people will open up and understand this could be bigger than something you can see. Something you can't see might be a bigger even than something you can watch walking towards you in the hallway.
I wonder if it's easier to play football than it is a sport like basketball because of the fact, they always say hurt people. You can actually go out there and hurt somebody and you get paid for it. That's what you're supposed to do. Like, I wonder.
To take a human being's physical person and not be concerned with it. If I hit him in his knee and it pops backwards and a bone pops out, good job. You'll get patted on the back. That was a hell of a hit. You knock a dude to sleep. That was a hell of a hit, bro. So do you have to disconnect yourself from almost humanity to go out there on Sunday? Because I can't. If me and Freddie, he was always a player. When I played Freddie, I couldn't look at Freddie, Fred T, my homeboy, my dog. We both Gators. You know what I'm saying?
Kids,
I know
family,
he got kids. I know he's man. I know he's a happy dude. If I get a chance to knock him to sleep, I have to do it. That's my job. So I had to disconnect myself from the relationship and disconnect myself from human beings. I'm not walking in public, busting my head in nobody's chest down the seafood aisle. But when I get on the football field, the hell with you, the hell with you, the hell with you. If I don't do my job, I'm getting cut, and I'm going to lose my check.
Did you put that much thought into it, though? Because it wasn't like I played since I was 4, and it was just always the same thing, like we gonna play, and it was what it was. I'm backyard playing, throw up tackle with the homeboys. Yeah, I'm gonna try to smash you through this fence, and hopefully your mama go cook tonight, and we just go all eat together. And I think, I don't know, man. I just think like for us, I tell people all the time, like I only wanted one job my whole life, and that was to play football, and I did it for free for so long that when they would pay me, like I was like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be. And that also played into it though, like we don't get to call out, like we don't have holidays, right? You working on Christmas, you working on Thanksgiving, like you don't have sick days. When I was sick, like when I was sick, I went to work every day. I couldn't stand up straight for a month, but I went to work every day because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, because that's what you're supposed to do. And about 11 o'clock every day, they'd send me home, because I had a fever or whatever. And so I think, we were just always taught that if you ain't dead, you got to be here. And so I think for us, though, Charlamagne, that crossed over mentally and emotionally as well. It's like, I can't go in here and tell these people I don't feel good or I don't have it. And I think that part played into it, and the physicality of it, to me, was what defined you. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I respect, I can say this, I respect tougher individuals more than I respect talented individuals. You know what I mean? Like, it was some dudes that, like, this dude right here, one of the most talented humans I've ever played against. Like, you couldn't touch him in a phone booth, but he was also a dog. And like, that was what I admired about him. And I think when people constantly, in our locker, in our world, when people constantly applaud you for toughness, it makes you want it more. Like, when I would put people to sleep, you know what I mean? Like, they would love it. And I was like, oh, that's all I gotta do is just run my face into his face and get up first. I'll do that every single snap. Damn. Because that's what they're gonna pay me for.
Man, I think what y'all do is so necessary. But I don't think we'd be having these conversations with athletes and about athletes in this way if it wasn't for these kind of platforms. Because I don't think they would ever go on ESPN or Fox Sports or anywhere and be that open and vulnerable as they are with y'all. So,
but
thank you, man.
All the smoke, us, who's the other great ones? $1 million worth of game.
Absolutely.
All them guys. We wouldn't be there without y'all.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
Think about the platform y'all set up. Y'all got 3 people, smart people, sit down, communicate, interview folks. Like, y'all taught us this game.
And y'all didn't know each other, right?
No, we all knew each other.
Okay.
Yeah, we all knew each other.
Okay.
Yeah, so y'all taught us this game. So all the love that you giving us and the respect, and we appreciate it. Without the Breakfast Club, I believe there's no All the Smoke, there's no Pivot. there's no $1 million worth of
I agree
game.
with
There's
that.
not
Wow.
those things. Y'all
I
set
agree
the
with that.
standard, and we appreciate it.
Thank
See,
y'all,
everything
man.
happens for a reason. So
Absolutely.
the Pivot Podcast, y'all got that popping after, things didn't work out in the previous situation, and it's even better.
Make sure y'all subscribe to the Pivot Podcast. Fred Taylor, Channing Crowder, Ryan Clark, thank y'all for coming,
Man,
brothers.
thank you guys for having us. By the way, I just want to say, this has been like a dream of mine, and I didn't want to say it in the beginning. So thank y'all so much for having us. No, for real. Like this was like on my bucket list of media things to do. So I appreciate it.
Done. It's the Breakfast Club.
It's about time. What's going on? Rumor Report. This is the Rumor Report.
Talk to him.
With Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
Well, while on Math Hoffa's My Expert Opinion, Fat Joe revealed that he has the Fat Joe Show coming to Stars. Here's what he had to say.
But Joe, you got a show coming out. I got breaking news. So every Sunday after you watch BMF and Power, you're gonna see the Fat Joe Show. Oh my God. On Stars Network. The #1 show. Listen, it's a lot of TV. It was a lot of channels trying to get this. Puff is my partner, and we chose there because that's prime time every Sunday. And so I can't tell you no more. I already broke the news. Nobody ever heard that.
Wow. I like that. Makes a lot of sense.
After you watch BMF and Power, you can see the Fat Joe Show.
And it's true, right? It's like after you watch BMF and Power on Stars, there's nothing there. So if you did a show afterwards, and you probably discussing what you just saw on the show, plus have some guests, like it absolutely will work.
Kind of like watch what happens live.
100%. And salute to Math Hoffa for them too. I like what they doing over there. Math Hoffa and my man Heineken.
All right, now LeBron James is saying that he might possibly have a podcast coming. He tweeted out, "It's so funny to me how many basketball experts there are on this app." Then he said, "Jumping on someone podcast soon, maybe my own."
LeBron just bored. LeBron watching them NBA Finals. Okay, and he done played against Steph in what, three or four NBA Finals, I think it was. I don't remember. He's just bored.
I mean, if he did a podcast, it would go crazy immediately.
He kind of got one already with the shop, though. Like, just put the shop out in all. I think the shop already comes out in audio
Yeah, I'm sure
form.
it is an audio also.
Yeah. The shop is a podcast.
But he's not always on it, right?
Not always, but a lot. Yeah, but right now he can be on there. You got plenty of time to be on there.
All right, now, Kevin Hart. He has expanded his 2022 reality check tour and added 19 new dates. So get ready for that. It starts July 8th in Atlantic City at the Hard Rock, and it ends, this is a long tour, December 17th at Foxwoods Resort Casino.
We ain't even say what podcast would we like to hear LeBron on, though, if he did do a podcast.
He said maybe his own.
What would you like to hear him on?
Actually, having just talked to the Pivot podcast.
The Pivot or All the Smoke?
Yeah,
I think All the Smoke would be great.
That would be good for him to be on there.
Earn Your Leisure would be good for business.
Yeah, because he has a lot of investments that he's done.
Him and Mav should do Earn Your Leisure together. He should do All the Smoke by himself. That'd be dope.
All right. Benny the Butcher has dropped a song and a fundraiser for the Buffalo mass shooting victims. So he's doing his part to help out. And his Black Soprano family team has linked with designers Kat and Nolan Cartwright. So that limited edition T-shirt drop has 100% of the proceeds going to the Buffalo Survivors Fund. And that shirt will honor all 10 victims. Their names are on it. It's available now. It retails for $40, and they only made 200 of them.
Okay.
So it's very limited. And Dave Chappelle has announced all the proceeds from his show in Buffalo will go to the families of the mass shooting victims as well. So he was performing at Shea's Performing Arts Center in Buffalo and announced that at the end of the show as well.
Okay.
Also, he was supposed to be on Drink Champs with Black Star. You know, Black Star has a new album out. By the way, they want to come up here too. And the episode was supposed to be released on May 26th, but according to Page 6, Dave said he wants to put the episode on hold because of all the recent tragedies in Buffalo and Uvalde, Texas. He just felt like the timing was not right for that, and they said, hold off, slow down. It's tone deaf to release something at this time.
Well, what was he saying on Drink Champs that he thinks would be tone deaf?
Well, he just didn't want to put it out right now. I guess he just wants to wait. You know how sometimes something tragic happens, if you have the opportunity to say, well, let's hold on. There's too much going on right now. And they filmed it before all of that happened. So maybe he just wants to, out of respect, not do that right now. I can understand that. There's times I'm like, I don't want to do this post I'm supposed to do right now just because there's something just happened. And
I mean, but then you also, might bring some relief to people. Some people might want to throw on Drink Champs episode just to escape for a second. Listening to Donnell and Dave on Drink Champs with Black Star might be the escape some folks need.
Yeah, and they said the episode was really focused on the release of the Black Star album, No Fear of Time. And they were supposed to interview Black Star, and Dave just wanted to pop in and shout out Black Star, which he did do.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying they're talking about releasing the episode at a different time or also editing out Dave's part, so we'll see what happens.
Where's the Black Star album at? Where did it get released at?
I think you can get it right now.
I haven't seen it on those streaming services. I've looked.
All right, well, they want to come up here, so but I think it might have to be, I don't know, we'll figure it out.
Yo, you got to
send
us a link to the album. But they said when they get to
New York, they want to come.
Yeah, send us a link to the album, guys.
Okay. All right, and that is your Rumor Report. I'm Angela Yee. Now, coming up next, Charlamagne, you got Donkey of the Day.
Yes, man, I hate to, keep it dark, but yes, 4 after the hour, we need this man from Milwaukee. They say he's only 34 years old. I don't believe it. I'm going to show you his picture. Let me show you this man's picture. Do you think this man is 34 years old? You try to say something nice. He is always going to try to say something nice.
I try.
I just ask, does he look 34 to you?
He looked like maybe life was tough.
How old are you? Life was tough. 4 after the hour, Travis Lamar Berkeley needs to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with him, man. It's The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Unjunk your sleep right now with Mattress Firm's Hot Buys happening now. Queen mattresses starting at $169.99. Sleepy, Serta, Sealy, Beauty Rest, and more. All in stock for fast delivery. Visit a sleep expert at your local Mattress Firm store today.
Don't be out here acting like a donkey.
Hee-haw, bitch. Hee-haw.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
I'm a big boy, I can take it. If he feel I deserve it, ain't no big deal.
I know Charlamagne guy gonna have some funny sleep say out his mouth.
Just because I say something you may not agree with doesn't mean I'm mean.
Who's getting that donkey?
That donkey. That don't.
Donkey of the Day right there.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
You can call me the Donkey of the Day, but I mean no harm.
Donkey of the Day for Tuesday, June 7th goes to a Milwaukee man named Travis Lamar Berkeley. Drop on the clues bombs from Milwaukee, one of my favorite cities. Salute to everyone who listens to us on V100.7 in Milwaukee, the first city to ever syndicate the Breakfast Club. Thank you, Bailey Coleman. Drop on the clues bombs for Bailey. You are appreciated, but just because I love your city, that means nothing this morning because Donkey of the Day does not discriminate. And today, Travis Lamar Berkeley must come to the front of the congregation. Let me tell you something, man. First of all, I'm looking at this man's mugshot, and there is no way he's 34 years old. Okay, this man looks like he has only drank 64 ounces of water, period, in his whole 34 years of existence. Okay, when you watch this later on YouTube, you will see what I'm talking about. This is a 1969 looking 34-year-old. Okay, he looks like he was in a group that started with the Whispers, the Four Tops, the Temptations. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis face ass. All right, does it make me a birther because I want to see this man's birth certificate? I know stress will, give a young man an old face, but this man was born in 1988, allegedly. 1988, the golden year of hip hop, and he looks older than every rapper that dropped that year. Okay, he looks older than every rapper that dropped that year. Slick Rick, Rakim, both members of EPMD, KRS-One, DJ Jazzy Jeff, and the Fresh Prince. I mean, my God. But that's not what we are here today to discuss. We are here today to discuss how wicked this world is and the pure evil that exists in some people. And that leads us to Travis Lamar Berkeley. See, he was arraigned on 6 counts of felony murder this past Sunday. For allegedly, and I'm only saying allegedly for legal purposes, killing 6 people during a botched robbery at a Milwaukee duplex in January. 6 humans, 6 people. See, we have to start humanizing these stories because we read these headlines and, we see the numbers, but you understand these are people like Angela Yee, Red, myself, Nick. I'm just pointing at the people in the room.
Family members.
Yes, that's 4 people. You listening and driving. That could be you. You that's going to watch on YouTube later. This could be you. And that's how anxiety works, at least for me. When I hear stories like this, I always put myself in the position of the victim. Okay, never fails. I start thinking about what if that was me and 5 people I love murdered because somebody just decided, they wanted to rob one of us that day. Okay, I try to give people grace and I think about things like mental health, but when it's these plots like this, when people premeditate things and plan things like robberies, murders, yes, something is clearly mentally wrong with them, but you got to figure that out in prison. Because the person who will kill 6 people in a robbery gone bad doesn't care about me, you, your mama, and your cousin too. He would do this to anyone, anywhere, so he needs to be off the street. Now, you know the 6 murders that old English face committed, that's just the top layer. See, this man with a prehistoric face profile not only admitted to his crime, but you know he couldn't leave the scene without a selfie. I can't make this kind of stuff up.
What?
Let's go to CBS 58 for the report, please.
Cell phone tracking played a key role in finding Travis Berkeley, who police say took a selfie wearing one of the victim's glasses at the scene of the crime. The defendant took a photo of himself in the basement where 3 dead bodies were later located.
Come on, man.
The selfie shows the defendant wearing a pair of what appears to be expensive eyeglasses. Witnesses have told police that the defendant did not wear glasses. The criminal complaint says those glasses likely belonged to one of the victims. Police say they were called out to 21st and Wright on January 23rd. 3 bodies were found in the basement and 3 more upstairs, all in rigor mortis. Witnesses say Berkeley apparently worked as security for drug deals that took place where it all happened. The complaint says one confidential witness told police Berkeley had told him about the botched robbery. That witness was later recorded in a phone conversation talking about disposing the guns he said Berkeley and his cousin had used during the shooting.
Man, Meek Mill tweeted something yesterday, and it's so true. He said, you really got to be a warrior out here. If you got something going for yourself as a black man, y'all wouldn't understand it. We do to stay alive and out of jail in our culture and still remain with a good head on our shoulders. I totally agree. Okay, the great pastor Young Jeezy, that is, once said, every day is like a game, call it Fear Factor, and that's how it feels. Okay, if you have a little bit more than the next man, you a target. All right, this man, Travis Lamar Berkeley, took the lives of 6 people, 6 humans, for some cash, guns, drugs, and sunglasses, and took a selfie with the sunglasses in the basement of the home where he killed these humans and left them there for 3 days on the day of the murder. What makes you at 34 years old as a black man decide to kill 6 other black people for some cash, guns, drugs, and sunglasses? Okay, it is very true when they say when we don't know who to hate, we hate ourselves. And that hate for yourself will cause you to hate anyone who you cross paths with. And when you have this level of self-hate, you will erase anybody that looks like you with ease simply because you don't deem them worthy to live, because you don't deem yourself worthy, period. Now you're about to spend the rest of your life in prison, you know. And for what? And you took the life of 6 other black people for what? Some cash, guns, drugs, and sunglasses? Please let Remy Ma give Travis Lamar Berkeley the biggest ER.
Hee-haw, you stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb?
And I don't know what those 6 people were into, and I don't care. You know what I mean? To reduce them to whatever they were into and say they deserved it because of what they were into, that's dehumanizing them the same way that, you know, Travis Lamar Berkeley did.
Right. All right. Well, thank you for that donkey of the day.
Man, please pray, my brothers, my sisters, pray for divine protection every day. Ask God to protect you from trouble wherever you go and keep evil far away from you because it is wicked out here. You hear me?
I guess good news ended this morning.
Well, yeah, I guess.
All right. Well, coming up next, we do have a guest.
This is some good news, I would think.
Dixon.
Yes.
She went through a lot just recently, though. She's the founder of the Honey Pot, and somebody did a TikTok claiming that the Honey Pot was sold.
Yeah, it wasn't black-owned anymore.
Yeah, it was not a black-owned company anymore. And
which is
also
a lie.
Discussing how they changed the ingredients in their feminine washes and how it's no longer, I guess, organic and it's no longer plant-based.
No.
So Beatrice is coming in today to address all of those things about the company that she founded.
That's all my wife and daughter use is Honey Pot. So can't wait to talk to Beatrice. It's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Yes, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, DJ Envy is off today, and we have some very special guests in the building. Is it safe to say the founders of the Honey Pot?
Yes.
Okay, Beatrice Dixon, Desiree Natali, and Simon Gray. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Beatrice, it's your second time here.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Similar situation.
So let's get into it because it was a viral moment that happened, right? Somebody had posted that the Honey Pot had changed their feminine wash ingredients.
Yes.
And then I saw people saying, oh, you know, I felt like it was different, it was irritating, so on and so forth. And then you did offer an explanation. But let's talk about what happened with the Honey Pot, why you did change the ingredients.
Well, with the way that the global supply chain is set up right now, there's certain ingredients that just aren't available anymore because they're in high demand. And so we needed to make some changes to our formulation to work with ingredients that were plentiful.
I was saying the same thing where,
Yeah.
I have a coffee company, finding the tins, finding the lids, even at the juice bar, getting cups, honey, buying actual honey.
Yeah.
And the juice bar has went up in price, I think 6 times more than what it used to be.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people are struggling with those. Like, are we raising the prices? Are we just going to make less of our product? What is it that we can do?
Right.
I think one of the biggest issues people just wanted to know is the honey pot still black owned?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, why do people think it was sold?
There's 2 reasons, right? Because, typically when you go into business and you're creating something at an enterprise level, right, you're going to get investors, right? And every company that we know, that we love and enjoy, especially from Black founders, we have funds that are coming from people that don't look like us.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way you can scale.
That's it.
Yeah. That's the only way you can
It's
scale.
frustrating having to
And so
explain
what's
this to
really
people.
frustrating is having this kind of conversation about us selling out. No, in order for us to produce what we have, I mean, how many stores we're in, we need money, we need capital, we get it from where we can. And of course, you guys know about private equity, and so we have private equity. And so we have to start changing this conversation, this metrics of what success is, especially for us, right? Because we hold ourselves to this weird standard.
Yeah.
It's just people who don't know business, because it's strange when people say things like, well, you don't ever see white companies do that. They do it all the time. That's all they do. That's literally all they do.
Now, Beatrice, you did say that you wish you would have communicated
Absolutely.
more.
Absolutely. And the reason is we were out of stock for a few months because of global supply chain issues. So we had a whole campaign, a whole strategy that was going to be able to launch. We were going to be able to communicate things properly. At the same exact time, we were also just launching our new innovation in Target, right? And so we were like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and launch these washes because we have them. They're here. No reason to be out of stock. No reason to keep getting these complaints. And because we launched new innovation at the same time as bringing this new formulation, which was months before it was going to launch, we kind of put some focus on our new innovation because that's what you do. You have to. I think that we could have done a better job, but it was really just a quick decision that we made because we wanted to make sure that we could supply the demand. And this is just a thing that happens, right?
And these are still plant-derived ingredients.
Absolutely.
How did that make you feel as the face of your product to get attacked the way that you did online? Because I think people don't understand also when you're doing something that you feel like has been beneficial and you're trying to do the right thing, and then people may misinterpret or not understand what's happening and then come up with all these different things. That has to be mentally really kind of traumatic.
Yeah, it was a hard month, but I'm just working on my energy and kind of my mental health to not take that in, because I know that we're doing the right things. I know that even the day that we may or may not, I don't have a crystal ball, that we decide that we want to exit this company, even that day we would not sell out because you don't exit a company and just walk away. That's not how it works. One of the main reasons why we would need to have some sort of a strategic, I don't even want to call it an exit, but a strategic partnership, right? And that's not to say that I haven't said exit in the past, because I have. But I think that a better way to look at it is like a strategic partnership. In order for a brand to be $1 billion brand, not in valuation, but dollars, it takes a lot of money to do that. And not only does it take money, but it takes resources. And Honey Pot makes cosmetics, we make medical devices, we make over-the-counter drugs, like we make a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of regulations that have to happen in that. There's a lot of humans that you need on the team. There's just a lot of details that go into running a business.
Something like shelf space.
Shelf space.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that you can.
Who's really looking at ingredients like that? And
Well, people do.
I mean, I'm
People
sure
do,
they
yeah.
do, but then it turned into a
I
whole
look at
narrative of them
ingredients.
not being black owned no more. How did they get that from ingredient changes?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You know?
It was one TikTok.
Yeah.
One
It was
TikTok.
one
Really?
TikTok.
One TikTok, a girl said they're not black owned anymore. People just ran with it, didn't question it, didn't
Wow.
second thing. For you know what, our inboxes are blowing up. People are posting. We can't control any of that. At a certain point, it was like the words out there that we're not black owned. She has 1 million views. What are we gonna do now?
Wow. So the Honey Pot hasn't partnered with anybody.
strategically, no, not yet. Not yet, man. I wish.
So, man, the question: have y'all turned down anybody?
No. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
It takes
That's so
time.
weird for that attack to just come out of nowhere. Then,
Yeah, it takes time to be able to do that.
This is just somebody was hating. I thought it was maybe a company y'all turned down, and then they might have been trying to start something on social media, but it's just random.
I don't know.
I know stranger things have happened, so I have to be honest. I have my theories.
Yeah,
I want to hear some of it. Because this don't sit down.
You have theories.
Yes. What do you think, Desi?
Well, I think historically there has been situations like this to where companies did sell, and then people just thought that must have been what happened. People jumped on something. They went on Google, and Google searched something.
Mm-hmm.
They looked at the first search, and they said, "Oh, she must have sold. It's different." And that was just kind of it. There was no other strategic thought. And after that,
wow,
it was just kind of a witch hunt. Honestly, that's what it felt like.
Simon, give me a theory. Come on.
He has his ready.
You better not
I'm
say
not
your
gonna
theories.
say.
You better not say
Here's
your
what I
theories.
think. We've been working hard for 10 years, and deservedly, there are just people that want to, bring our brand down. I think that's really what it comes down to.
We don't know, man. We don't know. We don't know what happened. We weren't there. We weren't there when those humans put their TikToks up. But the fact of the matter is, it has not happened. In some ways, I wish it had, but not because I'm over it and I'm just ready to be done, and we're just ready to be. It's not that kind of party.
All right, we have more with Beatrice Dixon, the founder of Honey Pot, coming up soon on The Breakfast Club.
Yes, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee. We here with Beatrice Dixon, the founder of the Honey Pot. Now, Yee, you got a question?
Yeah, so Beatrice, I got to ask you, with all this controversy, did that affect your sales at all?
Yeah. They softened a little bit. And the thing is we had to make sure, I pray to all the gods that that it's temporary, and it will be. Please support us, because we're doing really beautiful work. We're doing things the right way. We're doing things ethically. We're doing things with really beautiful intentions. We're on it. We're focused. We give this everything we have. We invest so much in the science behind our brand, understanding what it is, understanding how it works, understanding how humans are reacting to it. We're in it.
And the problem with that is the person who made the original TikTok isn't going to apologize.
No. Oh, it's still up. She knows fully well what she's spreading is misinformation, and she's still going to keep that content up. She's going viral.
She got a lot of views and a lot. Yeah.
There's people running ads off of this. Other businesses who are running ads off of this.
Is she black?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, we do it to ourselves.
And I feel like you guys were so early with the natural ingredients and the plant-derived ingredients, because then I saw a lot of other companies emulating that afterwards.
And that's what's crazy, right? This woman will go out of her way to make y'all get canceled. Y'all sales go down. A white company will come, start selling the same type of products, the same plant-based everything, and people will support that with no problem.
Yeah.
Black people would support it with no problem.
And the crazy thing is, they did it to protect black women. That was all the message we were getting of I want to protect the black community, so I'm going to come after you.
You're black women.
We are black women. I like to have someone cuss me out that and be you don't appreciate black women? What's going on?
What are some things you would say that from this whole experience that you've learned? Because with everything that happens that's a challenge to us, we also learn things from it.
Yeah, I didn't know that this would take me out the way that it did, but just that energy is a real thing. This is what I personally learned from it, to double down on taking care of myself. Look, the whole source of this is because Honey Pot is a beloved brand. All of this happened because we have a human customer who loves us, who's dedicated to us, and who's invested in us. And when there's love and dedication and investment, if things change, that can feel like a betrayal because we've been conditioned a certain way. And sometimes it is a betrayal. I'm not going to say that it's not. So making sure that whenever we do what we do, that we are cognizant that we are talking to humans who love us, who support us, who are connected to us, and who are invested in us. it was the black community that made Honey Pot what it is.
Right.
Yeah, Blacklash sucks though. I call it Blacklash because when you're a black person, black-owned company, and you know the struggles you've had to go through as a black entrepreneur and how hard you fight for us, and now you're getting backlash from your own people about not being black enough or selling out. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's hard.
And I saw when you posted the whole explanation, right? But I feel like people did not go back and refer to that. They just kind of like ran with it because you went there, you sat down, you even wrote it out because you were like, I do not want to mess this up or say anything wrong. And you wanted to make sure people understood everything that was going on. But it just feels like people never pick that up the way that they pick up the
People pick up what they want, sister. Some people don't want to understand.
That's right.
And if you want to understand, then we've got something for you, right? We have the education, we have the chemists, we have the clinical trials. We've got the stuff.
Right.
That's not even a question. So, but some people, that's not really what they want. And we cannot serve those people. And for everybody else who understands, who has empathy with us, just the way that we have empathy with them, then we can transact together. We can love each other. We can continue this relationship. And if there was any misstep or if there's any trust that we have to build back, we're here for that because we're committed. We don't do this because we're just trying to make money. The money is just a bystander. Right. We do this because we love humanity and because we want to help humans think about their vaginas and experience their vaginas and their traumas around it and the way that the world has taught us about vaginas. We want to be able to change that, and we have.
Let's talk about the future. What's next for the Honey Pot? What are some products that we should be looking out for?
You need some stuff for men. Do you have some
and I mean, yeah, it's in the pipeline actually in the future. Yeah. But we just launched a new anti-itch line.
There you go. I was thinking that.
Yep.
Because it's getting hot out. Guys get the bat wings and they're stuck to their thighs.
That's for guys? The anti-itch line?
No. It's right. No, it's right.
It'll work. I mean,
it'll work. But it works. But we just launched an anti-itch line. It comes in a cream, a spray, a wipe, and then we have an anti-itch wash. But the spray, the cream, and the wipe are actually OTC, right? So they actually have pharmaceuticals in them. The cream has hydrocortisone, the other ones have pramoxine, but then the inactive ingredients are really beautiful botanical plant-derived ingredients. We just launched some really beautiful lubricants. The other thing that we just launched this year, which is at Target, is our supplement line. Mm-hmm. So we have one called Yeast Balance. So that's for the person who has reoccurring yeast infections. This has beautiful ingredients like garlic and powder arco. So we have our external products that you can use, but then if you're taking this by mouth, then it's kind of working from the inside out and helps you to be proactive. We have a probiotic that you can actually partner with that. And then we just launched a product for a cranberry supplement as well.
Okay.
Which is really great for helping with UTIs, and we can actually say that now. So yeah, we've got a lot of really cool stuff. We just launched a bergamot rose wash, wipe, and spray. Yeah, so we're continuing to just do our work, keep our head down, and just continuing to focus on our brand and how we want to continue to serve.
And Desi's looking like, please say the website. So
yes.
they can order those
and
products.
and the website is thehoneypot.co.
Yes, .co. Instagram is the Honeypot Co.
Yes, Twitter
the Honeypot Comp, COMP at the end. TikTok the Honeypot Co.
All my wife and my daughter's feminine products are Honey Pot.
Yeah.
Like they swear by it.
Can I send you a box?
They would love
Can
that.
I send
You
you
make me
a
the
box?
man in the house.
Yes, we support it all the time. My
Yes,
pads.
absolutely.
It started off with the pads, with the Honey Pot pads, and so I think it's important. We care about our vaginas so much.
We do. Our vaginas and our vulvas are our friends, man.
The Honey Pot is still black owned.
Yes.
That's the biggest takeaway from this whole conversation.
And the ingredients are still plant derived.
Yes, they are.
Well, thank you for coming to clear it up. I really am glad. We reported on the story. We played what you said on Instagram and everything.
Did?
Absolutely.
Oh, that was so nice. Thank you, guys.
We had a whole discussion about supply chain and issues that we've been having. Even like with my pressed juices, I wasn't able to make any for so long, so I completely understand how difficult it's been. So we appreciate you for coming here. I know it was I saw you like haven't posted since then. I'm like, she must have hopped right back off Instagram and social media.
You got
do
that. You got to stay vibrating on a high level.
Yeah.
You better than me, because I'll be like, man, out of here. Y'all ain't never opened up a lemonade stand. Y'all don't understand business. Period.
You're not coming for my vagina.
You know what I'm saying? Shut up, you.
I mean, that's the stuff we want to say.
Well, Desiree, Simon, Beatrice, appreciate y'all. We will keep supporting the Honey Pot.
Thank you.
Can't wait for these men's products to hit.
Yeah.
They need them because some guys don't know how to, especially if you're not circumcised and the schmegma.
Jesus Christ, all right, G.
No, I mean,
my God.
it's a thing. It's a thing.
You can use the feminine wipes on your schmegma.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can. I love the word.
I'm circumcised, Simon. I don't know why she's even looking over here. I am circumcised, okay? It's the honey.
Just in case everybody needs to know.
Just in case you need to know.
It's the Honey Pot. It's the Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club.
Hey, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, DJ Envy is off today, and it's time for Rumor Report. Let's talk about Candy Burst.
It's time. She's spilling the tea. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
All right, well, Candy Burst and Todd Tucker are producing a Broadway show, and that Broadway show does star Samuel L. Jackson, John David Washington, and Danielle Brooks. So performances are set to begin Monday, September 19th, and that's on Broadway. You know what a big deal that is?
That's huge, especially when you got Samuel L. Jackson.
The Piano Lesson. And so they said, we couldn't be more honored and excited to join the producing team of August Wilson's The Piano Lesson as we continue to push to diversify the Broadway audience. This all-star team and cast is a dream come true for our next venture on Broadway.
Okay, I like that.
Now, you know she was also one of the producers for Thoughts of a Colored Man that premiered in October of 2021. It was the play, that play was the first ever to star all black men, and it was also written, directed, and produced by an all-black crew.
Wow.
Yeah,
Salute to Candy and Todd.
Yeah, and if you watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta, you can see them, talking about the play, coming to New York and all of that. So, yeah, I think that's dope. But you know what? Some people were mad about, on one of the episodes, she wanted her castmates to try out vibrating underwear when they came to New York City.
I saw that. That's a real thing? I mean, I don't know if I saw that on that show, but I saw something with somebody who had the remote control and they was doing that to people. Is that real?
Yeah, you want me to get you some?
No, I'm cool on the vibrating underwear.
Yeah, that's been a thing. I feel like vibrating panties have been around forever.
That would be distracting, wouldn't it, though?
That's the point, Charlamagne. It's not supposed to feel regular like a normal day.
But you're not supposed to be having orgasms any and everywhere.
Why not?
Why would you want to?
I guess it's something private with your partner, like they have the remote and maybe you're at dinner and then you're like, zzz.
All right. Then when you leave a mess on the seat, whose fault is that?
All right.
Who's gonna clean this up?
And Lori Harvey has deleted all photos of Michael B. Jordan from her Instagram.
Damn, Michael B. God damn.
You guys really reacted to that.
Lord have mercy. How you do that to Killmonger?
Oh my gosh. So he does still have his photos and videos up.
Lori Harvey said, that's y'all dream, man. It ain't mine.
We really don't know what happened behind the scenes.
This ain't funny, man. It's not funny. But God, Lori don't be playing,
Let me
boy.
see if she archived them or deleted
God
them.
have
Because if you
mercy.
archive it, there's a chance you could come back. But if it's deleted, there's no coming back from that.
You think she hit him with the, it's people come in your life for reasons, seasons, and lifetimes?
So that was just a season?
It's clearly just a couple seasons.
Let me see, because there's a big difference between archiving and deleting.
Lord have mercy, Lori, boy. Lori read all
now
Steve
she only
Harvey
got
books.
102 posts up.
Lori really read all Steve Harvey books, bro.
All right, and Black Thought has been honored with a mural in Philadelphia. And so they revealed that on Thursday, and it's on the side of the Clay Studio. It's a nonprofit art gallery that showcases local art. It's really dope. So if you want to take a look at it, you can look at the Clay Studio PHI on their Instagram page if you want to see what that looks like. But he told the Philly Voice, "This is huge for me to go from scaling buildings to get a little bit of rep and tag my name somewhere that may never be seen to having my face plastered on the side of this 4-story building. It's pretty amazing. That's the stuff of legends."
Salute to the God Black Thought.
Mm-hmm. All right. And last but not least, Fetty Wap was trying to enjoy some time on the beach when he got pranked by a comedian. So imagine this happens to you.
Who's shorty? My shorty over there. Damn, why you running up on me like you gangster? Like you see the goals in my mouth? I'm a street.
That's what you mean.
That means I'll beat your ass by accident.
By what?
By accident. Why you look like you about to swing on? My apologies. I love you, brother.
You just said you would beat my ass on accident, right?
I don't know how to fight. I'm tapped in. I'm a comedian, bro.
I don't care about that. How you gonna tell me you taking it too far? You just walked up on me while I'm enjoying myself, bro.
I'm sorry, brother. I'm so sorry, bro.
Come on, gang. That's all you had to say, bro. Listen, bro, we good now.
I'm good, bro.
I didn't know.
I don't want no problems, bro.
Bro, you gotta understand. I'm by myself, bro.
I know.
I hear beat my ass. Like, what? Like,
I know.
Gang. Like, I don't play like that, gang.
I'm sorry, brother.
Well, things almost went left there.
They got to stop that, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Camera rolling.
I understand comedians trying to get content for social media, but you can't be playing with black men like that. Not right. Not,
you can't play with
ever.
Anybody like that.
Yeah, you can't play with nobody like that. But I'm telling you, man, the things that go through black men's mind, especially somebody like Fetty Wap, a rapper, you know, you watching all of these rappers get killed. Like, you don't do that, man. Don't do that. You watching all of these rappers get killed for nonsense. Rappers be getting robbed. Like, don't do that, man. Because you're going to end up getting hurt in a real way. Stop playing. Why y'all play so damn much? And then when somebody shoots you, you want somebody to hashtag your name.
Whew. I just want to say Michael B. Jordan does still have his pictures up of Lori Harvey.
Lori wants those down, Michael.
Turtle.
Michael. Lori wants those down. I don't know what happened with Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. I think y'all doing this just to get white women excited for the summer, man.
He has one picture where a picture of her, it just says, "I love her."
Wow.
And she took it all down.
Man.
It's making me feel like he might have did something.
If Michael runs back to white women and never comes back, it's Lori Harvey's fault. You hear me?
Oh my God, I feel bad, man.
Salute to Michael, man.
Sending love and light to both of them.
Sending positive energy, love and light and healing energy to Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. Jesus Christ.
All right, well, that is your rumor report.
What if Lori come out with a book called Act Like a Think Like a Okay?
Or what if she comes out with a book like Treat Him Like a Bitch? No, you can't.
Act Like a Lady, Treat Him Like a Bitch. The new book by Lori Harvey with a forward from Steve Harvey.
And I don't mean
That'll
that about
be
Michael B. Jordan, just to be clear. We just mean that in general.
Look, this ain't, Lord, man, Michael just, man, listen. This book wouldn't just be about Michael. Lori Harvey is a G. I haven't seen a woman this G in a long time. I ain't seen too many men this G in a long time.
She might be heartbroken, though.
I can't tell. I don't know nothing
How
about
do you
this
know?
situation.
What, you been around?
I'm just like, it's just grist for the mill.
I can't tell. Girl. All right, well, that is your
why
rumor
this
report.
is so funny. I think because of Steve, because the fact that Steve is making jokes about it, what makes it so funny, man.
And that's what makes me think that there's more to it, because I don't think you would make jokes like that about, you know.
And just the way Michael looked at the game, I don't even know if he was sad or not. I just thought he looked sad because everybody else said he looked sad.
I know. He seemed like he was, they said another Michael Jordan crying meme. All right, well, that is your rumor report.
This shouldn't be funny, but it is. What are we doing? Do we send healing energy to Michael and Lori?
We're going to get into the People's Choice mix.
Okay,
that's
People's
what we're
Choice
do
mix
right now.
With DJ Envy.
Yes.
He's not here,
See
though.
what's on his page. That's how you really know what's going on in people's lives. You can dictate everything.
It's the Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Take control of a safer home with Kidda's new smoke and carbon monoxide alarm with smart features. A smart alarm that provides continuous 10-year detection of smoke and carbon monoxide and real-time notifications through Kidda Home Safe and the Kidda app. Shop now exclusively at the Home Depot.
Yes, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, DJ Envy is off today.
I think is he back? Oh, no, he's not here tomorrow, is he? I don't know what Envy be doing.
idea.
What's he up to? Somebody look at his Instagram.
I saw him dancing through that weed field. So, It's Pride Month, though, so, you know.
What does that have to do with weed?
You know, it's a Pride Month. It's just me doing this thing. That's all.
All right. Well, I do want to shout out to the National Association of Broadcasters. I'm actually headed to D.C. today to be a presenter for the Celebration of Service to America Awards.
Ooh. Okay.
Yes. So
Who's
shout
getting
out
the
to
award?
them. Who am I giving the award to?
Mm-hmm.
You'll see.
Mm.
And I'm not at liberty to say, but
Okay.
yes, I'll be there tonight. So I'm excited for that. Then I got to go to Atlanta. You know, I have this documentary that got picked up with Jennifer from Basketball Wives. Remember, she got scammed by the guy that took her Range Rover? That's still an ongoing thing, but apparently he scammed a whole lot of people.
What? So it's like the Tinder swindler and like
Yes.
like the Ranger Stranger?
But this one is very colorful.
What do you mean?
I mean, the people who he scammed and the way that they discuss what happened.
Okay.
It's very, very colorful.
Them scam docs be moving, boy. People love a good scam doc.
Well, you know
How do
what?
you watch these and still get scammed, though?
You know what happened? She was dating him, and basically she went to the airport, was like, can you hold my car for me while I'm out of town? Because she had a new townhouse that was being built, and she couldn't park in the driveway yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just never gave her back her car.
Wow.
Yeah, so it wasn't like she was giving him money over a period of time. So when she came public with it, a whole lot of people started coming forward. I mean, he was scamming his own family members.
Wow.
He was on Grindr doing some things with same-sex activities.
So he the grinder finder.
Yeah, he was doing it all. He was
The
doing
grinder swiner.
anything for some cash, okay?
We got to come up with a good name for him.
And when I tell you his own family members, like your own uncle, your own father, I mean, it's the next level. So,
wow.
Yeah, and I am happy to be part of it, though, because you do want to see people like this get exposed. So, yeah, I got to start filming that this week, too, in Atlanta.
Okay. Well, when we come back, it's a positive note. It's The Breakfast Club. Yes, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee. It is time for us to get up out of here today. And the positive note is simply this, man. In order to love who you are, you cannot hate the experiences that shaped you.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?